Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back to Anime King. First of all, if you like to support me and the channel, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. Also, welcome back to part 4 of What If Naruto had Frieza potential and personality. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share it to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, if you want more, just go ahead and tell me. And if you have your own personal idea that you want me to jot down for future use, just go ahead and comment it down below. I promise that it will be posted eventually guys. So don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. The links will be down in the description for you guys to enjoy. So without further ado or wasting more time, let us begin this now guys. So, to do a bit of a recap the last part we left off, it was a tense moment, a very tense, silent moment, as they returned back to Konoha. Sakura was the one to break the silence. She wanted to try and understand what did Naruto meant when he said that his father was a Hokage. Naruto wasn't quiet about it either, he spoke rather vocal. Not wasting any time, not hiding anything away, not in the slightest on who his father was. Kakashi was unable to go around Naruto's claim about Haku. Sasuke wanted to know why were they moving along with the enemy who wanted to kill them a moment ago, but Naruto quieted him on the subject. When they got back, it was a whole hassle. Naruto was quite knowledgeable. Even Haku was surprised that he could speak to his leader like that. Yes, she was rather surprised by that. However, she also felt grateful for Naruto standing up for her. Due to her change, things were different now. A part of her trusted him, knowing that he would never abandon her because he said it. But she was still on edge, just slightly. Just a little bit. But things were better. Yes. Things were far better than they were before. Things started to move after that, as Naruto started to conduct business in the outside world. When called in front of the council, they demanded to know what exactly was going on. Naruto weighed his position rather well, speaking about, well, the advantage of being a clan head, soon to be that is. They tried to subjugate him on the matter. They tried to get their own out of his, well, ideas. But as a promising future member of the village, a clan leader, each clan had to represent something, and Naruto was representing the Uzumaki to make sure that they would be a driving force within the village. So there wasn't really much that they could say about what exactly he was doing, and that angered them. As long as it was above the table, as long as whatever he was doing wasn't anything illegal or bad, it was a good precedent. Yes, very well so. So Naruto could leave without anyone suspecting him or doing anything. However, Jiraiya was already on the case. Harrison hadn't called him, but Naruto had made sure, putting precautions behind precautions to ensure that they wouldn't find a single thing out. Haku started to leave the village as Naruto's number 2, working for him outside, conducting business that had Naruto moving out days after he returned from the land of Wave into a much more cozy home where Haku could have her privacy. Then again, that was subjugated to the word. So things were going smoothly, not for those that wanted answers though, But for Naruto, the rumor about him, Naruto did not hesitate. Seeing the people reaction, Naruto found them to be nothing but baboons, monkeys, copy one another. The mistreatment never bothered him because Naruto did not really care about a single one of them. But he did find it amusing though how they were trying to suck up to him now that they knew who he was. With that said and done, the Chunin exam came around. Naruto's skills alone should be enough to put Team 7 over the top. When they got there, they ran into a rather dangerous foe, Orochimaru. The Sannin was powerful. Naruto blasts Sakura and Sasuke away because he wanted to have a conversation with the man. However, Orochimaru wanted to know more about this child because with one hit Naruto hit him like Snada did. The Sannin was curious about Naruto's strength, wanting to know as much as he possibly could. Unfortunately though, Orochimaru, believing that he was better than Naruto, had Naruto ready to put him in his place. It's been a long time since he truly fought. Since he became as strong as he is now, Naruto was going to enjoy this. It was a part of his sick, chaotic nature to torture people with his strength. So yeah guys, basically as per left off, you guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself, and also don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Let's begin now guys. Time stands still for the two of them as a single leaf fell from the tree above. They lock eyes and they vanish. Orochimaru, using a good portion of his strength, knowing that despite the size, this boy was no average child. One clash from them resulted in trees being blown away. And these were no standard trees. Orochimaru took a step back before using his speed, going beyond Naruto's sight, he believed, and then appearing out of nowhere until Naruto grabbed his arm that was intended to crush him into the ground. You could see the moment the Sannin realized that this child was more than strong. I told you not to underestimate me. Naruto's tail made from power gripped Orochimaru around the waist and crushed him, tearing his body in two. However, snakes appear from both lower and top half, reattaching himself back together. Naruto stood there rather amused. Orochimaru twisted himself back around. Must say, rather unique technique you have there. Naruto started to fire finger beams. The Sannin moved through the trees, each of them tearing a hole through the tree and the ground as well. Orochimaru jumped to the highest form, zipping around, shooting his arm out. There was a large number of snakes that made its way down towards Naruto. They hit the ground where he was, their fangs threatened to tear into him, but Naruto was gone. The Sannin turned and crossed his arms. Naruto kicked him out of the sky. His body hit the ground like a meteor. He picked himself up as Naruto's feet crushed the ground where his head once was. Orochimaru flicked away, jumping back, looking rather amused, despite deep down he was worried that the boy had much more to release. How about we stop playing around and actually have some fun, said Naruto. That is when the Sannin felt it, as Naruto released it. Naruto's chakra was different than anything that this world has ever seen before. Think of his chakra like liquid chakra. Unlike normal chakra, Naruto was denser. The deeper you go into the ocean, the more the force became stronger, crushing and heavy. The bottom of Naruto chakra seemed to have no end, like an endless sea that just kept on getting stronger and stronger and stronger, like flowing water that never truly ends. Naruto has been holding this back for a long time. Thus, when he released it, every single participant within the forest of death felt it. And this wasn't all because using too much will have some side effects. That is why he created his transformations to better help him control his power. Orochimaru took a step back. That is how you can know that Naruto power is terrifying. It felt like an ocean trapped in a cup, ready to explode outwards. Due to Naruto chakra being so dense, the amount of force that was behind one of his punches was constantly overlapping with more and more strength. And his speed. The Sannin saw it. 15 Naruto move off at once. Majority of them were after images. That meant Orochimaru turned. He moved at the right moment. Good thing too, as Naruto punched the ground. It was like a bomb had hit the entire forest. Trees erupted outwards. The ground split apart in several different areas. The liquid force of Naruto punch ruptured the ground like a bomb, causing disastrous effects. The Sannin hid within a tree, observing the mass destruction down below. Despite being cautious, Orochimaru was impressed, intrigued more than he ever has been with the Sharingan. This power, this child was something beyond what he's ever seen before. He licked his lips as Naruto looked up, gazing up towards him. Naruto cracked his neck and shattered the first limit of his transformation. Due to the amount of power that his body was releasing, the form that he was currently in was unable to truly withstand all that power. Thus, Naruto had created ways to extend his form by observing. He came across Rock Lee and Mike Guy. This was when he was younger. It was a question that Mike Guy had answer that came from Rock Lee. Lee was curious about the gates. Back then, Naruto did not know what that was. But he got some information from a book, learning about the 8 inner gates within the human body. But that was just the base of what he used. Naruto needed a way to fully utilize his power without his physical form being overwhelmed by it. So he trained hard. And if you know Naruto, he wasn't used to training hard because his body naturally grew intensively fast. Training hard and his term of hard training was different. He spent years on this, making sure that his body would be able to produce the exact amount of power that would be able to regulate the force that he wanted. So the first transformation, as Naruto broke through, this one wasn't much, you could see it within his eyes. They started glow, shimmer more than they've ever shimmered before. This was just the base. As for the second, his entire hair turned purple. Not just the strand, his entire hair turned purple. The ground beneath him started to give way as Naruto stood in mid-air, shocking the Sannin. Naruto's strength had long passed Jonin level. He moved, only needing 2. Orochimaru saw the purple hair and the glowing eyes. He dodged, but Naruto kicked him right in the chest. Every single ribs were shattered. The force causing the ear to ripple. Naruto appeared behind him and kicked him in the ear. He then appeared above and slammed him with both of his arms. Orochimaru was like a ping pong. Naruto knocked him around, moving at super speed. The Sannin spat out blood in mid-air. Naruto grabbed his face and brought him into the earth. A colossal trench as Naruto buried Orochimaru by the face. Orochimaru's physical form was done, picked apart, bloody and bruised. Naruto moved as the Sannin burst out of his own mouth. Orochimaru was shocked that Naruto was able to react, dodging the Kusanagi blade. Naruto knocked him into the sky. and flew above him. He held his finger out. A tiny small ball formed. Before it grew larger, Naruto fired it down below. It exploded, shaking the entire forest of death. Anko picked up on that, shocked by this amount of power. No one in the forest should possess power like this, so she decided to intervene. When the dust and smoke cleared, Orochimaru was lying on the ground, seemingly dead, until the real one burst out of the earth, his blade aiming towards Naruto's throat. No longer seeing Naruto as anything else but a threat. However, Naruto blocked it with his finger. His chakra was so dense that his body durability became something else. He blocked the sword with his finger. Orochimaru opened his mouth as several snakes bit into Naruto's skin. Well, they tried to. Naruto flexed and they were blown off. He fired finger beams but the Sannin dodged them. Blazing through hand sign, he released a wind jutsu and then a fire to engulf the entire area. Naruto's chakra exploded out like a cannon, blowing away everything around him, leaving him untouched. Orochimaru was a distance away, having shed his skin twice. The Sannin was going around 50%, due to him not coming here to truly fight. However, to believe a child would actually push him to 100%. He gazed down into those eyes. He had no choice. Anko Midarashi landed. Naruto saw her coming from a mile. Orochimaru was so obsessed with the battle that he wasn't focusing. She landed in front of Naruto as she saw the Sannin. "You," she said. She turned at Naruto. "Get out of here," she said. "This is above your..." Anko looked down. A gaping hole through her chest. Naruto had shoved his hand through her chest, crushing her heart. He removed her and tossed her down to the ground. "Did I say that you could interrupt?" he said mockingly, gazing down towards her corpse. Orochimaru was stunned. He did not even notice that she was coming. However, he soon realized why. The entire area was saturated with this boy's chakra. That is the reason why he did not feel anything. He could not sense a single thing out of this. Naruto was standing beside him. The Sannin stood there, having seen Naruto move as he regressed. His power lessened. He returned back to normal. Well, I guess this is as much fun as we can have. Soon enough there will be others wanting to know where she's gone, and they will come for you. "So, are we done playing together?" said Naruto. "You've seen a glimpse of my power. I've seen a glimpse of yours. Considering that you've been holding back around 50%? So, about that deal that I spoke about. Why would I work with you now? Why would I trust you, knowing how manipulative you are? How easily you kill," Orochimaru said, looking down towards Anko. "Well, first of all, I got rid of a nuisance that wants you dead. After all, she blamed you for much of the bad things in her life. So you know about that as well. I make it an expert argument of mine to know about everyone," said Naruto, "and what they've done. It was hard, but not impossible. Also, my chakra is currently, well, all over her. As you can feel, the entire place is saturated with it. You could take that corpse down there and frame me," said Naruto. He held his hand out. Anko's body started to move before it flew towards them as Naruto caught it. The Sannin took notice of that. Naruto placed it beside him. "Why don't you dispose of that for me? Or, you could place it somewhere to frame me for killing her." "Now why would you give me this?" Orochimaru said with a smile. "Think of it as a mutual agreement. You know that I'm not ready to leave Konoha just yet. As you can see, I still have things doing here. And also, if you're planning on attacking the village anytime soon, if you don't agree with my deal, I will kill every single person that walks into this village that is not a part of it. It might be harder to kill you, but do you really believe I can't kill every single one of your subordinates, including any trump card that you have? What you saw was just a tiny taste. I have 3 more transformations to handle my immense power, said Naruto. Not to mention, I am the 9-tailed Jinchuriki, and I can fully use the fox power without being complacent or going mad. So you have a choice. Risk doing something to the village and having it fail, and then, with the force of the village, we will kill you. Or, make a deal with me and get what you desire. And what exactly is it that you want, Orochimaru said. You're a rather resourceful individual, said Naruto. You've been all over the place. What I want is information. Information, yes. Information on the other villages. Orochimaru stepped behind Naruto. Now why would you want that? Naruto gazed outwards. Well, isn't that a part of the fun, he said. The Sannin chuckled and rested a hand on Naruto's shoulder. I could kill you right here and now. Yes, you could. But you're intrigued, aren't you? Not to mention, I could be the answer that you've been looking for the longest time now. Oh, and what's that? How to gain immortality. Orochimaru twitched. And how would you do anything about that? The 9-tailed fox has been around for more than 1,000 years. Don't you think that is rather convenient? In terms of a beast that possesses power that can never be truly destroyed. Chakra is always returning. And as you can see, my chakra is different. I'm not 100% on anything just yet. But if we both put our mind together, I can give you what you seek, without any drawback, without any repercussions. Unless you would like to kill me right now, and get it over with, said Naruto. His back turned, his hands up, looking rather amused. The Sannin stepped away. Say I wanted to bring Konoha to its knees. How would your involvement go, he said. Naruto smiled. Orochimaru smiled back. The both of them not trusting each other, but they were going to use one another. Orochimaru was smart. He had more experience, so he believed that he was better than Naruto. Well, that is what he believed. Time skip. Naruto arrived to find Sasuke and Sakura, both of them looking rather freaked out. Sakura screeched. What the hell happened, she yelled, demanding to know. I fought him off, said Naruto. Don't worry, I won. That was really one of the Sannins, Sakura said, stuttering. Sasuke was struggling to understand. How did Naruto win? It was impossible. Now, said Naruto, throwing the scroll up. Let's go, he said. Time skip. They made it. They were actually the second team. The first team to make it was the team from the sand. Naruto was glad to hear that. As he made his way and found Gaara alone, without his siblings. As the night was wrapping up, Naruto appeared with that oppressive aura that seemed to be all over the room. He was calm, slightly amused. You hide your presence well, for someone whose killer intent could choke the very air itself, said Naruto. Gaara turned slightly towards him. What do you want, he said. Only to talk, said Naruto. He tilted his head. I saw your fight, Naruto said, looking at Gaara. After finishing his conversation with Orochimaru, Naruto had made his way off. He saw Gaara against a team from the Land of Rain. He was amused. observant of it all. He allowed them to move off before he had made his way back to find his team. I saw everything. Brutal, efficient, but also very wasteful. Wasteful. They're dead. That is all that matters. Is it? Or is that what you tell yourself? To make that emptiness that you feel inside feel smaller, Naruto said, stepping towards him. You kill, but you're still searching for something, aren't you? A reason to keep on breathing. Gaara's eyes narrowed slightly. You know nothing about me, he said. Oh, but I do, said Naruto. I see the way you hold yourself. Not like someone who believes in life, but like someone who is waiting for proof that life is worth living after all. Naruto smirked. You think killing will give you that proof? And it does, for a tiny bit. But afterwards, it's just gone, isn't it? Gaara did not answer, but his facial features changed just slightly. I've met someone like you before, said Naruto, as he thought of Haku. They just saw themselves as a tool for someone else's dream. I gave them purpose and power, real power. And now they stand by me because they choose to, not because they're chained to a master. And I see the same chains on you. They're just buried under your sand. Gaara's voice was low when he spoke. Chains, he said, as Naruto stepped even closer. A lonely weapon is still a weapon, and a weapon are meant to be used. You think you're free because you answer to no one, but your freedom is just the space between orders. Naruto leaned in slightly. I could show you what true freedom feels like. But it is not for the faint of heart, he said, his eyes glowing ominously in the dark. The corridor grew tense. Gaara did not lash out despite how close Naruto was. Something was different about this one. Naruto pulled back with a smile. This shall be one of our many conversations, he said. Just think about what I said. When you're tired of fighting the shadows, come find me. And I will make sure that we get rid of them. I will be waiting for you. With that, Naruto descended into the darkness as Gaara watched him leave, questioning a lot by just a simple conversation with this individual. Meanwhile, that was going on. Right this way, a voice said, as Haku walked, her white hair being a source of light. It seemed to be rather standoutish. She moved through the darkness and arrived. She stood on a podium. This is what we were able to gather so far. Down below, there was a large group of shinobis, bandits, missing nins. A lot of them. She smirked. This shall do nicely, she said. Time skip at Konoha. Naruto stood rather bored. Finally, his name was called. Sasuke already bested his opponent rather easily, and now it was his time. His opponent was Dosu, a sound ninja with strange gauntlets on his arms. When the match was told to begin, Dosu stood there, calm as ever. Many was watching Naruto. After all, the rumors that have recently spread about him, they were not normal. His connection, who he really was. Yes, it was really shocking. This would indeed make him an enemy to most. Majority would want him dead, yes, majority of people. So many had their attention on Naruto. Many. Dosu was watching him carefully, looking for the slightest movement, but Naruto stood there rather calm, smiling at Dosu A smile that irritated Dosu. "What are you waiting for?" said Naruto. "You should give it your best shot." Dosu slowly circled Naruto. "I was about to say the same thing to you. After all, you can't win," Dosu said, rather amused, trying to mimic Naruto's smirk, trying to put him off guard. "Is that so?" Naruto said behind him. Kurenai, Might Guy, Asuma, all of them stood shocked. The sound leader, which was Orochimaru in disguise, stood there rather calm, observing, watching very carefully. Naruto's eye triggered towards the man for a moment. Dosu spun, swinging his gauntlet as Naruto ducked. Suddenly Naruto was affected. He leaned back. Dosu saw the opportunity and BAM! He slammed the gauntlet in Naruto's face. Unfortunately though, Naruto grabbed it, and his bare fingers ripped through steel. That's not possible. You shouldn't be able to move. How obvious are you going to make that? I can see the holes. I can feel the buildup of chakra. Do you really believe I would not notice the fluctuation of sound? Or you think I'm too naive to notice something like that? Naruto questioned Dosu as his tail emerged and wrapped around Dosu's throat. The chakra tail grabbed him as Naruto started to punch Dosu in the chest and stomach. He bleed and cry, others turning away by the brutality. "What's that? I didn't hear you." Dosu spat up blood as it caught on Naruto's face. Naruto looked rather amused by it, seeming to, draw pleasure from Dosu's pain. Naruto placed 2 fingers on his chest, but he stopped himself as he pulled Dosu towards him. "I suppose I should uphold an image. Somewhat. It's fun playing this part, you know," he said, throwing Dosu into the wall, effectively ending the match. Up above they were stunned, but mostly his speed, the movement that he took to get behind Dosu. Guy was caught off guard by it. He had seen Naruto earlier on, when Lee had challenged them all. He knew that something was up with that one. Something different. As all of them gazed towards Kakashi, Sasuke stood there, looking rather upset. Orochimaru wasn't able to mark him in the forest. However, that wasn't a problem anymore now, was it? Time skip. The finals were set. Naruto will be fighting Neji Hyuga. Sasuke will be fighting Gaara. Before Gaara left, he gazed at Naruto for a long moment, so long that it was his sensei that had to call out towards him, as Naruto waved goodbye towards him. The very wave enticing Gaara to understand what did their conversation mean. What did it truly mean? Gaara wanted to know. Time skip. Naruto was alone, as he was simply sitting within one of the many training grounds, meditating. You could see his chakra revolving around him. However, one side was purple, while the other one was gold. When they clashed together, they created a dark fluctuation like black. Before they diffused, Naruto was controlling his spiritual fusion of power, learning how to separate, disconnect from actual physical forces. It was a term of truly mastering what chakra is. To how complex his chakra was and how complex his body was, this was coming easier to Naruto than most. The average human would never achieve this. It would take thousands of years. They had to be special in some way. However, the fluctuation of the two colors were the balance, calm and rage, coming in together to make one so powerful that it was absurd. "I know you're there," said Naruto, getting to his feet. It took a moment for Jiraiya to emerge. Naruto had been dodging people a lot. Many interested to talk to him now. Well, if it was up to him, they would all be dead. All of them were nothing but a bunch of monkeys following in a line, copying each other. Monkey see, monkey do after all. After all, it wasn't long ago that he was their, well, monster, but now, just because of a name, just because of a lineage, they saw him as different. Jiraiya emerged, having spent the better part of the past couple of months doing a deep dive into Naruto assets. Why have you been stalking my assets? That wasn't the first thing that Jiraiya expected to hear coming from the boy. You know who I am, Jiraiya said. Of course. I also know that you were supposed to be my godfather. Jiraiya was surprised by that. Hiruzen said nothing about that, so who told him? However, he ran with it. I was checking things out, he said, to make sure everything was on the up and up. Given your acting, a lot of people don't trust you. I'm gonna be straight with you, kid, he said. So you're trying to get me to trust you by being straightforward? In a sense, yes. But that is not all of it, Jiraiya said. I've went through everything that I've seen so far. Unless you're somehow powerful enough to have such a precise work of business that there is absolutely no wrongdoings, or there is simply none. Two options that you're hiding it so well, better than I've ever seen, or there is actually none. So far, there is even people saying that you helped them with their seals. But I've been getting some rather disapproval statements from others, mostly within the village, about your personality. So, you want me to act civil to the people that hated me not so long ago because I had a monster inside of me. But now because they know who my father is, they're, well, sucking up to me. So that's it. Jiraiya thought to himself, being civil and acting civil are two different things, as Sannin said. But I know you must feel upset, even with me. Why should I be, said Naruto. Aren't you a very special person to this village? I already knew that I wouldn't see you most of my childhood. Because you're out, protecting the village by sending and gathering information. Jiraiya never expected Naruto to be so mature about it. Thought you would be upset that I wasn't here. Perhaps I was some time ago. But I'm no longer a child. In a mental sense, Naruto said. So, are you done with your little spying business on me? I will, if you be straight up with me, said Jiraiya. Go ahead. Ask what you want to ask. Naruto answered every one of Jiraiya's questions. No hesitation. The Sannin doubted that Naruto was lying. There was no delay, no holding back. He told him what he needed to know. The business that he was conducting. The moves that he was making. He has been doing this for some time now. And that he knew who his parents were for a long time now. So that is where the resentment came from. Yes, there was a lot that Naruto did not tell him, but Jiraiya seemed to be a little bit satisfied with this answer. Now he can finally move on to actually getting to know Naruto. He started casually, speaking about the tuning exams. You don't have to worry about that. I don't need any help. The Sannin looked towards him. What do you mean? He said. I'm way stronger than I look, said Naruto. You're fighting the Hyuga. I've heard about him, a prodigy. You need to understand. Naruto pointed his finger to a tree and released a purple blast that turned the tree and the surrounding area into dust. Jiraiya was stunned. I assure you, There's absolutely nothing I need help with, Naruto said. The only thing I'm going to be focusing on now is my meditation. Meditation, yes. It helps center me, said Naruto, and keep me calm. Jiraiya was concerned as he looked over towards the destroyed area. They were right. Naruto was too powerful. Meanwhile, outside of the village, Haku slammed her hand in the chest of a shinobi. The next moment, the man's entire body started to freeze over. She turned her gaze. Anyone else has anything bad to say about him? Every single one of them were quiet. Not a single word was said. As many of them gulped. She looked towards them before turning her gaze towards the few that was in charge of this herd. They have to be stronger, she said, as the shinobi that was now made of ice shattered into pieces. Yes, they all said. He will be coming soon to inspect all of them, and those who doesn't meet his requirements shall die. They started to tremble out of fear. Meanwhile that was going on, Gaara was alone. The conversation kept on playing through his mind, again and again and again and again and again. Chains, breaking free to truly be free. Give him a chance to see what. Gaara shook his head. As he walked, the people looking away, stepping away from him, fear him. Gaara wondered to himself. He's never doubted his actions before, but was this truly power? Was this truly being free? Or was he truly just between orders? He started to doubt himself more and more, thinking about what Naruto had said to him, and it started to affect him. He needed to speak to him again. He must speak to him again, Gaara thought to himself. Back at the village. You're right, said Jiraiya. He's more stronger than I thought. His answers were fluent and quick. I believe that majority of them were truthful, but there's also a lot that he doesn't speak about. I've come to the conclusion that either he's so good at hiding the true reality of his business that it's perfect, or it's actually perfect. And from our conversation, I believe that he's hiding something. I told you that before. You wanted to check it out for yourself, so I allowed you to see it with your own eyes, Hiruzen said, looking towards Jiraiya. So what now, Jiraiya said. Meanwhile that was going on, Naruto was in his apartment as he stepped into the bathroom. When he came back out and resorted back towards his bed, the real Naruto did not come back out. A construct made of his chakra, so real, a hit would not dispel it because it wasn't a clone, but a manifestation of Naruto's power, connected by the force of his chakra. And chakra truly could not be destroyed. Weakened, yes, but not completely snuffed out or erased. Well, no one on the level right now could erase it. There was a select few though out there. Naruto stood where he was until he vanished away. A special form of teleportation as he moved across Konoha within a second. Time skip. Haku was waiting as she saw him appear in a purple flash. She smiled when she saw him. You're here. I said I would be. He stepped towards her. It seems you've done well. I've sensed them, he said, gazing towards the building. She smiled, hearing the praise. You should be happy. You've started the first phase, Naruto said, stepping inside. He arrived on the same podium that Haku was on earlier. However, the feeling that he gave off had every single, more than 100 plus individuals stiffen. For the first time, they saw who it was that was truly in charge. Their leader. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm out for now. Peace.